Welcome to our Divine Light Healing Circle. Today, I'm told that we are talking about things related to fear and being fearless. Let's see how that goes. And I want to read again from this little fairy wisdom book, a little prayer. O Spirit, I ask to be awakened to the knowledge of the universe. My soul hungers for the wisdom of creation. I open up to receive your teaching. I cast aside my unfounded fears and I go forth in faith. So be it. And there we start with our circle by bringing in, as usual, the divine light from source. One ray of beautiful white shimmering light paired up with gold light flow in the top of our head from the universal oneness into every single cell of our brain, eyes, nose, mouth, throat, neck, shoulders, arms, hands, fingertips, along the spine and muscle structure in the back, into the heart and chest opening both wide, into the solar plexus to make it more radiant, into the whole digestive system, into the hips, legs, knees, calves, feet, and through the feet into the ground like roots. All old non-supportive beliefs and fears can be swept away into Mother Earth for recycling, while just a glistening frequency of white gold light prevails. And then let it overflow from the heart into the aura, the electromagnetic field, strengthening your energy system and creating a wonderful energy field around you. And the gold will condense to a golden ring of fire or a golden light bubble around you. We have done this now so many times that is easily thought and easily created within a blink of an eye. I would like you now bringing in silver sparkling light. Liquid silver with sparkling silver, shimmering streaks and sparkles, almost like fairy dust within the silver light, coming also from the highest source, universal oneness, flowing into the top of our head, into every single cell of our brain, taking away old toxins which have penetrated the brain-body barrier and now are in our brain, transmuting and transforming all biochemical toxins in our brain, flowing from there further into the eyes, adjusting our eyesight, adjusting any condition of the eyes, slowly and steadily the white and silver sparkling light. And then further it goes into the overall area of the head and then throat and neck, adjusting the glands, the thyroid, adjusting the neck vertebrae, and then flowing the silver sparkling light into the shoulders, lightening our load, arms, hands, and out of our fingertips, making our healing beam shooting out of our hands even stronger, going along the spine and muscle structure in the back, adjusting all the vertebrae which need adjusting, aligning where alignment is needed, and let the white silver sparkling light go further into the solar plexus, cleansing, clearing all the tendrils which connect you to the universe and the people of your reality, your three-dimensional functionality. Cleansing and clearing and building a shielding against unwanted influences, like a woven web of silver sparkling light. And you can copy and paste that woven web of silver sparkling light and also put it into your neck, as the neck is the gateway to your subconscious and to some areas of the brain which are highly susceptible to manipulation. And with that filter in place, we let the white silver sparkling light flow further into the digestive systems, detoxifying anything and everything which doesn't belong into our bodies, as it flows further into the hips, legs, knees, calves, feet, and through the feet into the ground like roots. Not only is the silver sparkling light transformatory for our body, but also for Mother Earth. So we are sending it deep down into the core. And as liquid does, it permeates all in between the atoms of Mother Earth and anything and everything which is in the earth and on the earth related to our planet. It's almost like steam goes into Mother Earth, and this silver sparkling steam cleanses and clears and polishes toxins, transmuting and transforming and bringing everything to a higher vibration level. And while we are doing this, light codes float with their silver white light stream and anchoring high vibration and words of love and kindness, frequency of love and kindness onto us and Mother Earth. Wisdom flows where intention goes. And as we invited God sources, wisdom and knowledge, it flows to us, and as much as we can keep, we will harvest and harness and then put into practice in the upcoming times. But even so, light codes flow also into Mother Earth, anchoring well-meaning energies into her light body. And as this light flows out of the pores of Mother Earth and steams up, everything which is on Mother Earth will be detoxified. As we are bringing now this detoxifying white silver sparkling light to anything and everything in discord and disharmony. Out of our hand shoots the white silver sparkling light, flows into war zones, zones of hunger, family strife and discord, persecutional energies, predatory energies will be dismantled. And when there's too much darkness, there will be light reflected by the sparkling silver streaks and streams. Like a myriad of fireflies, the silver reflective sparkles will seek out with divine information and light codes that which needs transmuted and transformed. And now, as we are doing this sending of light frequencies around the globe and through Mother Earth, reflecting from her core back into our fields, we are joining hands as we are calling in all light beings and guiding ones to be of service. Light beings from the highest dimensions. All light beings who want to adjust negative manipulative energies, even extraterrestrials who are close by in fifth and sixth dimension are invited in, also in fourth dimension, of course, to assist this transformatory healing of planet Earth and its inhabitants. From the rune god fields, I perceive agates to bring the highest order and ground it into the earth. Roots to be a doorway through which the light can multiply and flow even better in stronger streams. I perceive Wunyu to bring joy and happiness onto heavier places. Hagalats to purify with a force where stubborn energies of mischievous or deviousness is anchored, to purify the devious hearts and dark minds. And last but not least, I'm seeing Thor, who smashes with his rune hammer the golden thorn and transmutes and transforms the negative, specifically of beings who want to enrich themselves and feed off human and animal distress on this planet, whether it's predatory humans or predatory extraterrestrials or predatory anything which is not in the divine order. And another ally comes from the animal kingdom to surprise us on the healing circle today. And that would be a horde of elephants teaching us about memories, keeping the memory alive of those who gave their lives for the light, who stood up for the truth, fearless and effortless, to go beyond their little personal world, to stand up for the right and truth, and to facilitate the bigger picture, who helped to align the timeline of more light. Elephants have long memories, and they encourage us to use their memory banks to remember the truth of our planet, that if misalignments in a society prevails, these societies are doomed. As many societies and advanced societies have been presiding on this planet, they are no longer here today. And this elephant reminds us to be not too bullheaded with our perception of what we think we can do, and should be more mindful what we should do as a species and in our personal lives. So with that, a huge elephant herd joins our circle with a mindfulness of memories. And then follow beings from higher orders of the highest dimension accessible right now through our circle. That would be at this moment the 12th dimension. Atari from Antares and Aldebaran Ans and Pleiadeans and many others, Lyrans, are coming here together to boost our effort in being triggers of light. And as we are in this high dimensional frequencies, I would like you now to envision anything what might come to mind, what you're fearing right now. One of your worst nightmares or fears. And maybe something what your parents had endured and you fear that it could happen to you. Maybe something related to health. Maybe something related to relationships. Whatever it might be, I would like you to bring forward and look at your worst fear or nightmare. Bring it forward in your mind's eye. As you're looking at it from a higher perspective, still bring it close to you, that picture or sensation or scenario of your fear. Then send a triangulated energy beam towards that fear, like a thorn of light. The point is in the middle of that picture which triggers fear. The highest part of that triangle is in the 12th dimension, where a higher aspect of you presides. The other part of the triangle sits in your heart. And between the higher 12th dimensional point of view and the heart space here on 3D Earth, and focused on the worst fear, let the white sparkling light flow like a overflowing fountain into that picture. And watch what the white silver sparkles do with that fear picture. And if it's not automatically fall into pieces, ask, what frequency of light and color does this particular scenario or fear need to be dismantled once and for all, to have faith and trust that a better and higher outcome is possible? If the picture is not automatically dismantled, bring in the frequency of color healing from the universal oneness through your top of the head, all the way through the heart, and from the heart also let it emanate into that picture outside of yourself, fear-based and fear-related. And if that outside of you fear-based picture or scenario still doesn't want to dismantle itself, put it in a divinely guided light bubble. In a golden light bubble, and ask the divine God source, if this scenario I fear so much is not of your divine plan, please take it away now. From me, from out of me, from my energy field, never to be feared again. If this should be part of my divine plan of experience, please let me see the bigger picture so that I can follow your path and guidance set before me with courage and utmost faith. So either let the bubble flow away or let it be dismantled, either way. And I would also like you now to bring your hands together, which are sizzling with this strong light beam coming through your hands, which we will in a moment, and just in a moment, direct to our healing people. There are people who need healing on our list. But first, put it wherever in your body any kind of residue might sit from your worst fear and nightmare. Put your hands onto that part and let the healing of the highest order of the divine take hold. Wherever this fear energy was based and connected in your body. And while we are focusing on the people who need healing, we can still keep our hearts and minds open for our own healing and have possibly our hands on the organ or place where this imprint of fear was connected to our body. And while we are focusing on it, our group of light beings, which assist us, help us to float up high to the higher dimensions, up to the 12th dimension, as high as you can allow yourself to float up into this divine light, where only oneness prevails. No more division, no more predatory intent, no more disharmony, dis-ease, or disgrace, but only ease and grace and harmony presides in this level. And to that level, into a wonderful white silvery cloud of healing, in the midst of our healing circle family here, we are bringing in all the people on our list who suffered of cancer. Going through cancer, cancer aftermath, anything which has to do with the disease of cancer. And I'm thinking about the individuals right now. And as we're inviting this group in, all the silver little light sparkles touch easily on the areas which need healing. And it's a spectacle to watch, like 4th of July fireworks, how these glistening sparkles go to work to uplift darkness in the body into transformatory light with ease and grace. And it's amazing how fast they work, because this group is already done with their next level of disentangling them with the concept of cancer, having to deal with the aftermath of cancer, as these people are now released from this 12th dimensional healing circle and now can swoop back down into their body while the next group is called upon. These are people with emotional distress. And we're calling in all people with emotional distress to be invited to uplift and be elevated to their 12th dimensional level of healing in existence, floating into the center cloud of the healing circle. And again, these silvery white particles reflecting in all sorts of colors, working with the root cause and root trauma of those of emotional distress. And as we are watching the emotionally distressed people starting laughing and giggling as their original soul comes to the surface unencumbered by distress, full of curiosity and creativity. And as these sparkling little consciousness of divine origin do their work in tremendous efficiency, this group can already be released with much joy on their journey. So we're calling in now any animals which need healing, as well as mothers and their children, fully innocent and starting to begin their journey, this adventure called life, and healing all those who are in distress in the womb, where bombs and rockets might explode left and right around maternity wards, for example, in the Ukraine and otherwise, where babies feed on the stress of the mother. Let there be ease, fearlessness, and faith. The frequency of fearlessness and faith flows now directly into the center circle group on the 12th dimension, into that cloud. Yes, the white silver particles still will do their work, but other frequencies shimmering in the darker metallic frequencies of dark purple, dark magenta, dark green, and a darker shade of yellow in the metallic form flow in to steal the faith and believe in the good of mother and children. And then the soft pink light of unconditional lovingness and kindness, which is truly appearing with love from above, life-giving force of red, like blood, and white, purifying light of innocence mixed together into this beautiful, beautiful light pink, bringing in comfort and consolation to mother and child, including faith. So we have quite a bunch of frequencies here helping and healing mothers and their children, and also the animals who took so many stressors from us to make our life easier. As I'm watching, I observe many light beings swooping closer to the circle now to perform very distinctive procedures onto their animals and mothers and children, calming and soothing and operational, fixing what needs fixing in the womb, with always the utmost highest intent for the soul of mother and child in mind. Spirits who had been medical doctors in this life in 3D and other dimension come together to facilitate surgeries of energies so that organs can grow in the right way, in the perfect way, in the most efficient way. And we are supposed to call in all people who need surgery in the upcoming time to have that pre-surgery already done in spirit to assure the best possible outcome here in 3D, as everything is happening in the higher dimensions first, and then it will trickle down into the 3D world. And now on the side, a new group makes its presence known, which work with healing tones. It looks like huge bells and gongs, which are rung in specific order to create vibrational healing within the circle. This is a new group who wants to assist us in our healing efforts with the frequency of tone. So in case you perceive a ringing in your ears or other tones in your ears, do not be alarmed at this moment. And we thank all these beings who helped these animals, children, and mothers to go beyond fear and have faith, and thank them for coming, and let them go back into their respective timelines and bodies. Now we're calling in all these people with serious diseasements, for example, MS, or feeling hopeless and tired of life, having other life's complications or Parkinson's, Lou Gehrig's disease, high blood pressure, problems of all sorts of emotional kinds, multiple injuries after accidents, multiple injuries after brain aneurysms, kidney failure, kidney stones, severe adverse vaccination reactions, Huntington disease, heart problems, alcoholism, COVID in prolonged symptoms and complications, coma, and hysterectomy aftermath. And we also invite in all beings who are grieving and who have general fatigue or are on their way out of this life. We're calling all these beings in flux of streams and strands into the higher dimensional circle. And while you're watching the streams of people coming into our circle, and our circle is boosted by more and more light workers and lighter beings, it might happen that the one or the other lifetime of yours where you were a fearless warrior of the light wants to merge with you, to give you also an energy boost and a understanding of fearlessness, courage, determination to stand up for the right and the better path. And in case that happens and this merger with other particles of your other lifetimes where you were a light warrior or standing up for the good and the truth happens, you will feel an increase in energy flow coursing through your body and out of your hands into the light circle. And it may even happen that your whole being bursts open and you become like a supernova of light, causing ripples in this planet and on this planet, being a gateway, opening up to another dimension, being a portal of light. And whomever you touch with words or deeds will be transformed. There is so many activities of healing going on right now in the center of the circle, as so many specialized entities and beings take over the best possible healing function for each individual group, counteracting any kind of fear which might have caused the dis-ease, and also working on the cause and effect of any of the mentioned dis-easements. And the people in the coma feel seen and heard on this higher dimension as they're watching the procedures with awe and realizing that there is hope for them even in their physical body, to bringing in this transformatory energy with them and anchor it in their physical form, even if their physical form does not seem to be very appealing at this time. So we are bringing in with the light codes and the embedding of wisdom of the divine, bringing those coma patients and bringing them back gently and easily with guidance into their body, that the body can heal through the spirit's wisdom and anchor in the higher dimension. But the focus is not now to escape the physical form, but to transmute and transform the physical form so that an awakening can take place and the previous person in a coma can go on to a mission and the remission of all diseasement repaired and renewed. And so with all the others mentioned, we're calling now in all people with old age diseasements like Alzheimer's and other old age diseasements, which we have on the list and asked for support, to call them also into the circle, as our circle one more time widens to make room for a new cloud or group of souls who need healing of old age associated diseasements. And there seems to be a liberation going on with those where the light is turned back on in the brain or in the knees or the hips or whatever it might be, light coursing through the veins in the body and bringing ease and lesser pains, and therefore an uplift to the mind and heart of the elderly patients. And with that, more a willingness to transition, seeing here the circle work and believing now without fear into the afterlife, which is eternal. There's so much activity going on, it is hard to discern. But I see still happily playing dogs, happily playing cats, happily flying birds, happily swimming fish, happily crawling babies, happily loving mothers, happily healthy, glorious humans free from diseasement, bringing that shining glory of the diseasement-free and healthy, strong light body into the physical form now. The light is brought into the physical form now to spread into anything 3D which needs illumination to go to the next level in accordance of the divine plan of healing. And I'm also to mention people who have split personalities. They're supposed to be in the circle coming in right now. All the clients I've had with split personalities are called into the circle. All the clients or all the people who are willing to heal the trauma which caused the split personalities are welcome now into the circle to reintegrate all aspects so that they can see themselves as one soul, having had trauma, but still being one soul, and now can integrate all these experiences into one. So in all beings in the circle, there is now an integration happening to wholeness and oneness, shipping out fear and transmuting it into fearlessness, into wholeness and into oneness. And again, we are bringing in the light from the higher dimension down into the bodies of the respective people we named and we have on the list, and even those which join our circle and are in the hearts and minds of the people who join our circle later. And there is still aspect work to be done, even though we are supposed to receive now our gift of light codes, which anchor in us the wisdom and the joy and the fearless light warrior attributes, but foremost also the wisdom to get an anchoring point of the divine plan when we need to know that our intuition is at its highest and most perfect point, when we need to know, when we're standing at the crossroads or when we feel cornered, that we know our path is a safe path and a high path who always leads us to the next higher order. These light codes which you got into your hands, like receiving them into a cup or directly into your hearts or directly into your brain, will now be integrated to function as anchors for wisdom, guidance, uplift, and not to forget joy. With that said, we are coming back into our own bodies. Thanking the beings, light beings on our left and the light beings on our right, as we are sailing gently down from the higher dimension back into our body. Grounding ourselves consciously to be fully back in our body as a gateway to soul, as a gateway to source. With that, I thank you for coming today to our Divine Light Healing Circle. Till we see each other next time. Be well.